This baby deer is hopelessly stuck in the mud, and it appears the situation is dire. But then, suddenly, a human comes to its aid. Now pay attention to the way the worker operates the excavator with pinpoint accuracy. It seems this guy and his excavator appear anywhere an animal needs to be rescued from a sticky situation.
Run, baby, run!
And in this video, you'll see how an excavator was used to rescue a bear. These aren't the only cases where people come to an animal's aid, and there are even times when animals come to humans for help. This is exactly what happened when a shark got tangled up in a fishing net. The shark came so close to a boat with humans that it was obviously looking for someone to help it. The shark even waited patiently for the humans to free it. Once the rope was removed, the shark starts to swim away and wags its tail at the humans as if saying thanks.
Bye-bye.
This shark, with a 12-inch knife in its head, sought help from a diving instructor. Take a look. The shark turns around and positions itself right in front of the instructor, asking for help. The irony of the situation is that this nurse shark was wounded by a human. There is no other way it could have just got injured with a knife. Thankfully, the diver managed to extract the blade from the shark's head. He even got to see it again and to learn that the shark is fully recovered. Perhaps it came back to the same spot to thank its savior. Let's not forget that water can be a dangerous environment for non-aquatic animals too. The tiny dot you see approaching the boat is a squirrel. It's trying to escape its predators, sea eagles, crows, and seagulls. And just like the shark, this squirrel is seeking help from humans. Notice how it's desperately trying to get into the boat, almost as if it knows that people will do no harm. Wet but adorable nonetheless, this creature is showing no resistance when the fisherman picks it up. The squirrel even waves goodbye with its tail, we can only assume as a thank you. Alpha predators approach humans for help sometimes as well, like this wolf with a gaping wound on its head. Normally it would avoid humans, but now, lonely, weak, and hungry, it cannot hunt for food. Wolves can sense their prey almost 2 miles away due to their advanced sense of smell. And this wolf detected the smell of a freshly baked bun in a woman's pocket. The sheer determination the wolf is displaying as it leaves the woods and approaches the woman, this account is as inspiring as it is shocking. The wolf takes the food from a human, carefully and repeatedly, making sure not to hurt their unexpected ally. There's no way that's a coincidence. It draws us a picture of the animal's thought process. Observation. The human is not acting in an aggressive way, followed by a conclusion. I can trust the human. And even a risk assessment. I would rather avoid contact, but I have no choice but to seek help. The ability to assess the situation in such a manner shows that the wolves have the potential to think rationally. It might not be what we expected from a wolf, but a recent experiment conducted by Austrian scholars proved that wolves are, in fact, more observant and savvy than domesticated dogs. And how about this sperm whale? It is clearly signaling to a diver that it needs help, and is more than accommodating while the human is trying to remove the fishing hook stuck in the whale's mouth. Look at this striking footage. It turns out, in case of emergency, even animals want to visit a dentist, and they can say, just as well as people. That's yet another proof that animals are not only intelligent, they also have the ability to empathize. Once the sperm whale is set free, it's in no rush to leave. In fact, it's so keen to express its gratitude to the diver as he strokes the whale like a puppy. Watch this sea resident make its way towards a diver as if they're best buddies. You can almost hear the turtle saying, "Hey dude, I have a shell stuck in my back. Do me a favor and remove it, eh?" And the human is only happy to oblige. Communication is key. And let's not forget about gratitude. The way the turtle tilts its head, that's definitely how they say thanks in turtle. Sometimes the trust has to be earned. The author of this video interacted with the fox for over a year by feeding it. However, one day the fox refused to eat. Instead, it grabbed the food and signaled the human to follow it. The fox clearly has a plan. Notice the way it keeps stopping to check if the human is still walking along. And what do we find at the final destination? Turns out this fox had recently become a mom and brought the human to meet the babies. Leading the person to the living quarters was a genius move. Now the fox can stay to protect the young, and the human can deliver the food right to them. This fox, however, is much more independent. It is clearly not planning to ask for help. Instead, the fox is trying to get to these fishermen's food supply. Amazingly, it doesn't run away when the owner of the bag appears. It just waits patiently, and check this out. The fox is not only helping itself to the food, it is taking it right from the human's hand. Such behavior can be explained by the fact that hunting for mice is more difficult when the ground is frozen. This beautiful beast must be very hungry. In the previous clip, we saw a fox eating quality meat, yet this one is happy to munch on a sausage. Who knows? Maybe it's now the fox's favorite dish. Waiter, I'll have what they're having. Sometimes fishermen catch something much bigger than fish. These 3 bear cubs were crossing the river and unfortunately got separated from their mom and started drowning. Humans to the rescue! All that's left to do for the mama bear is to pick up her cubs where the fishermen left them. The sea eagle approached humans because it was too sick to fly. Initially, it felt so unwell, it wouldn't even accept fish offered by the human. Fortunately, the situation soon improved. The bird's appetite came back, and the eagle even lets the human stroke its head. This did not happen overnight, of course. The full recovery took a whole month. And every step of the way, the human took care of the bird, even though it wasn't entirely safe. Did you know that a sea eagle's beak can penetrate a bulletproof vest? Not to mention the talons. The guy in this video has to wrap his hand to avoid injury. Mind you, his back did not have enough protection, and this will definitely leave a mark. The claws are released automatically when a sea eagle lands on any surface, whether it's a tree branch or a hand of its savior. But make no mistake, the bird is not using the beak or claws to deliberately hurt the human. This sea eagle is most certainly grateful to its friend. People often risk their well-being to help animals, and not just birds of prey. This video, where humans save dogs from drowning in an icy river, is yet another proof that people are selfless and eager to protect fellow living beings. These animals have no one else to rely on. Just listen to this cry for help. Thankfully, asking humans for help paid off, and the dog is safe and sound.
Hang in there, buddy!
This dog also refused to give in to its dire circumstances. It cried for help for many hours before it was heard. But after being in cold water for so long, the dog couldn't move its legs and struggled to breathe due to hypothermia. Thankfully, this story has a happy ending. After recovering, the dog was given a new name, new home, and new friends. Although one thing remained the same, Charlie's kind heart and aptitude for empathy. Every time he sees his saviors, he cannot hold back his joy. How touching is that? And we are sure the helpful humans are just as happy to see Charlie.